Welcome, everyone, to UP, where tonight the Rip City Remix and the Stockton Kings square off for the second time in as many days. The Kings looking to go 5-0 to start the regular season, while the Remix hope to split this back-to-back. It's all coming up next, live from the Child Center. And we welcome you inside, along with Devon Pouncey. I'm Gareth Kwok. Devon, yesterday a tie game heading into the final 3 minutes, but Stockton with a 10-3 run late to pull out the dub.
Yeah, definitely. They're a team that just knows how to win. They're undefeated in regular season play, had 10 wins in tip-off tournament play as well, and they made the right plays at the right time late in that game to be able to put Rip City away on the road.
Bryce McGowan's leading the way for Rip City with 28 points, but it was Henry Drell who was arguably the best player on the floor, Devon. He was a plus 20 before he fouled out early.
He was a plus 20, and he was on absolute fire in the third quarter, knocking down 4 3-pointers. He went 7 for 11 from the field, and what I love most about him is the matchup nightmare that he poses for most opponents with the combination of his size and his versatility. He's a really good player, and I love to see him continue to polish his game and produce numbers like this.
Drell is questionable for tonight with a left quadriceps injury. Hopefully he can suit up as we take a look at tonight's keys to the game. Devon, what adjustments do you want to see the Remix make in order to hand Stockton its first loss?
The first one is to contain Mason Jones. With his ball usage and his skill set, you expect him to put up numbers, but what the Remix should look to do is limit his efficiency, throw different looks his way, keep fresh legs on him, and don't allow him to get settled into any one particular matchup, and then pound the glass. The Remix won the rebound battle by just 2 last night. They were able to capitalize in second chance points by crashing the offensive glass. It's something that they should be intentional about building upon, especially since they've made some rotation adjustments and have cut back on traditional lineups on the floor.
Let's take a look at tonight's starting lineups for the Remix. It's Tajay Moore and Bryce McGowan's in the backcourt, along with Justin Minaya and Romeo Weems. Henry Drell, mentioned in the open, questionable with that left quad. He has been ruled out. Alex Reese rounds out the starting five for the Remix. And then for Stockton, it's John Elmore and Colby Jones in the backcourt. Mason Jones questionable with the right ankle sprain coming in. He has been ruled out. Terry Taylor, Isaiah Crawford, and Scal Labissiere rounding out the front court for the Kings, who also do not have Isaac Jones, one of their 3 two-ways. He's been ruled out with right knee soreness. As we are off and running on this Monday night, the final game of this 3-game homestand for the Remix, as the lob to Jones will count on the goaltend by Minaya.
Good execution coming out the gates for the Kings. I'm not mad at the goaltend, though. You don't want to let them see the ball go through the basket. Of course, it counts for 2 because it's a goaltend, but don't let him get confident seeing the ball go through the basket. Smart play by Minaya, although he fell asleep initially.
So no Drell for Rip City, no Mason Jones, and no Isaac Jones. They do not have Boogie Ellis as well. He's been dealing with that left thumb sprain, which has sidelined him for several games now. Dump off intended for Taylor's knocked out of bounds, still with the Kings. So yesterday we had more of a full strength between the two sides, and obviously both dealing with some absences.
Yeah, and it was a very competitive game yesterday, too, because of it. But we'll see how both of these teams adjust. You mentioned Henry Drell had a huge game. We talked about him in the pregame. He won't be in the lineup today. And, of course, Mason Jones, one of the 2-ways, the leading scorer on this Kings team, unavailable here as well. So I expect the complexion of this game to look a little bit different based on the impact those 2 had last night and them being unavailable here today.
What's going to be interesting is Colby Jones on the minutes restriction again for today, or does he get a little bit more freedom to operate, as he only played 18 minutes, 7 points, 7 rebounds for the Kings' second rounder last year. Shot clock is winding down. Moore from way downtown is a little short.
A little short. Everybody's got to get their legs underneath them. The second game of a back-to-back usually isn't easy, especially at the outset of a game.
Here is Scal Labissiere, who had one of his best games of the season yesterday. 31 points, which tied the career high, along with 14 rebounds, and he's on the board.
Picking right up where he left off yesterday. Massive numbers he put up.
Reese misfiring from 3. Alex struggled from downtown yesterday, just 1 of 8. Labissiere, the former Blazer, of course, who Played for 2 seasons before then he was dealt to Atlanta in 2020. Colby Jones splashes home a 3, and it's a 7-0 start for Stockton.
Well, this is a team that can shoot it really well, one of the most efficient three-point shooting teams in the league. Yesterday, a key was for the Remix to run them off the line. They got to keep that in mind here today, even though things are a little bit different.
Weems missing the 3. Remix 0 for 4 to start the game. Shot fake by Taylor. The kick to Elmore for 3. And John Elmore knocks it down from downtown, and could not have asked for a better start for the visitors. A 10-0 start for Stockton, and it'll result in a timeout for Sergio Oliva and the Remix. A hot start for Stockton. 10-0 just a few minutes into this one, Devon.
Yeah, Stockton coming right out the gate, shooting the ball well. They look a little bit more alert than Rip City does. It's time for Rip City to wake up. Got another ball game today. I know it's the second of a back-to-back, but still got to lock in because this Kings team, again, they have winning characteristics, and getting off to a start like this on the second day of a back-to-back is one of those characteristics that leads to W's for them.
Minaya guarded by Elmore. There's McGowans, who led Rip City with 28 points. A little bit of a quieter performance compared to the ones we've seen. Shot clock down to 2. Minaya fading away and goes in and out.
Isn't that crazy? A 28-point night for Bryce McGowans is a little bit quieter than what we've gotten accustomed to around here. We're spoiled, G.
We sure are. Like we said, I mean, we don't know how much longer if McGowan keeps playing the way he is. Out of bounds, still with Rip City.
Yeah, we talk about all the time. Here at Child Center, he just continues to light it up, averaging upwards of 30 points per game in this gym over the course of this season. And as you mentioned, 28, a little bit below that average. It's considered a light night for him. He's too good for this level. I would imagine that he won't be here for too much longer.
Moore missing the 3. Taylor running the fast break. Nearly throwing it away. Good save by Colby Jones. Elmore sinks the 3.
The 3 continues to fall for the Kings. And the Remix cannot fall asleep and allow guys to flow freely out on the perimeter.
Moore penetrating. Dump off to Reese. And that pops open the court for Rip City.
A good job by Tajay Moore, using his dribble penetration to attract defenders, dumping it off to Reese, and initiating some offense for his squad to get them on the board.
Second rounder Jones still on an assignment. Labissiere turning around. That was well defended by Alex Reese.
Yeah, Reese kept his base on that one and didn't give Labissiere a good look.
Minaya on the drive, working on the former Blazer Labissiere, and he banks it home.
That's an impressive take because Labissiere is such a good defender, especially once he decides to elevate and contest. Minaya got the angle he wanted and was able to get the finish.
Minaya had a quiet game in terms of the box score. Just 4 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists, but that's what he does, Devon. He's very involved in all facets, not just offensively, but defensively as well.
Yeah, he's an aggressive basketball player on both sides of the floor. He steps into shots with confidence, even if he isn't making shots at a high clip that particular night. He's not afraid to take those shots, and he's a guy who just leaves it all out there on the floor night in and night out, and oftentimes it pays off for his team.
Crawford from the elbow swishes the elbow jumper. Isaiah Crawford, the rookie out of Louisiana Tech, on a two-way. Gabe Levin is in for the first time. He did not play yesterday. Reese for three, in and out. Anaya nearly coming away with the offensive rebound. Here comes Jones. Jones is blocked from behind by Reese. Weems ahead to McGowan's. Corner three is good.
McGowan's able to catch up with the basketball after receiving the lead pass from Romeo Weems, gather himself just enough to make that shot on balance, and he knocked it down. That's a big hit.
Moore coming away with the steal before he's bumped by Elmore.
Bryce McGowan's, he's been hitting that corner three-pointer a lot around here these days.
He loves that right corner in particular. As Antoine Davis checks in, the former remixer for Stockton, and Rip City Isak Noes checks in as well.
In Rip City, with more of a four-guard lineup out on the floor for most of the game these days. It's been working out for him pretty well. Obviously, against a guy like Sky Labissiere, he took advantage yesterday with the numbers that he put up. We'll see if the remix can slow him down today from just owning the interior.
James Bouknight is in, along with Dexter Dennis for Stockton. Terry Taylor, lefty three is good. Stockton 4 of 5 from downtown to start the game.
Yeah, again, the remix were a little bit more intentional yesterday of running them off the line. I think it's a little bit easier to do because they had Mason Jones, who's such a playmaker for him. But this time around, you kind of can get more lax without a guy like Jones as a playmaker on the floor. And they're losing guys offensively, and they're knocking down open shots because of it on Stockton.
As Taylor throws it away, intended for Levin. Well, certainly that was going to be a question coming into today. No Mason Jones. The offense just seemed to revolve around him after he put up 34 points, 8 assists as well. And Stockton right now hasn't skipped a beat. Here's Bouknight on the drive. Stood up by Taylor underneath the hoop.
Good block by Taylor. Good timing on a rotation over to help.
Former Pacer and Bull taking it to the former Hornet. Elmore's floater is good. John Elmore with 8 points to start the game.
Yeah, Elmore's feeling it here to start. 3 of 4 from the field. He's making noise.
He was a plus 22 on the floor yesterday with much less minutes. Isak Noes taking it to the cup, and he's going to get a chance at free.
Attaboy, Isak. Anytime Isak goes and get a bucket for his team, that's a bonus. His specialty is the defensive side of the basketball, but he's been playing more and more aggressive offensively as of late. He's getting more comfortable with the ball in his hands, and that time he attacked the paint, took the bump, and now he's got a chance for a three-point play. How about it, Isak?
Youngest player on the team at 20 years of age. Barcelona Spaniard, acquired in the G League International Draft. Antoine Davis from the free throw line. Antoine with the 3 ball yesterday. Didn't get a ton of playing time because of the other 2 ways and Colby Jones getting some time, but he's going to get a lot more minutes today. As Bouknight knocks down the 3 ball.
Good response there from Bouknight, knocking down the long one. He's a baller.
Bouknight with 13 points, 5 rebounds, couple assists off the bench in just 20 minutes. Taylor's 3 didn't get the bounce. Anaya head of steam. Another block from behind by Terry Taylor. Dennis in transition. Davis working on his former Volume 1 teammate. Back to Dennis for three, around and out, but he's fouled.
Yeah, Bouknight tried to avoid him as he went to close out and contest the three-point shot and tried to contort his body a little bit to allow for a clean landing for Dennis, but he did not get out of the way in time. You see, that right leg kind of get caught up on the legs of Dennis as he was attempting to land on the jump shot.
So one free throw coming up for Dexter Dennis, 25-year-old second-year man out of Texas A&M who played for Dallas last year on a two-way before then he was waived just before the new year. From a Wichita State Shocker as well. McGowan's tried to draw a foul. He goes out of bounds off of the Kings.
That's something that McGowan's likes to do, and he's talking to the official right now. He will work the officials because he looks to draw those fouls, which I can see why he had something to say there. It looked like a little bit of a reach-in from Levin, and McGowan's will continue to make sure that those officials are on the lookout for contact being made.
Tajay Moore for three, no good. Rebound by Jones. It's picked up by Levin. Levin levitating and scoring, and he's going to the line.
Good athleticism on display by Levin in the open floor. Had a very athletic Moore trailing. Had Manley, the big fella, trailing as well. And said, no problem, I'll finish anyway.
Levin, the third-year man at Long Beach State, 30 years of age, in his second season with the Kings. Former South Bay Lanker as he misses the free throw. Davis with the near putback.
Tried to put back, jammed it. Antoine Davis, I don't know if I've seen that from you before, brother. And I've seen a lot of you.
Weems did not leave his feet. Dumped it off to Manley for the easy deuce.
Now, I've seen that before. I've seen Manley slam dunk that thing time and again.
Maybe Anton was just trying to put on for this road trip in particular.
I'm not mad at it, but I'm going to still have something to say.
In his homecoming, if you will.
For sure. A lot of love for Antoine.
Absolutely. The G League's leader in threes last year with 117. Bouknight for three. That was pretty well contested by Antoine Davis, but Bouknight said, I got you back.
Yeah, Bouknight's feeling it. Saw him shooting those threes in warm-ups. And he's letting it go early in this one, already knocking down a pair.
So from a 10-0 start for Stockton, Rip City has done a nice job to keep it within 7. Bouknight splitting the defense before he is grabbed. And meanwhile, Jones is on the floor and holding his face.
Hopefully everybody's all right. Bouknight's up.
We'll check in on Jones when we come back. Seven-point lead for the Kings on this Monday here from UP at the Chiles Center. Second game of this back-to-back. For the Remix, will have a week off. They'll go to Iowa and Memphis for a 3-game road trip. But you'd love to win this homestand, if you will. Win 2 of 3 to start the regular season.
Yeah, come out above 500 in your first few games, like you said, on this 3-game homestand. That would be a good look.
There's Manley, stripped by Lavisiere, and Dennison Jones running the 2-man game. Back to Jones, and Jones rattles the rim.
Jones showing the bounce there. Nice give-and-go action in the open floor, leading to the finish.
And Devon, you used to play in back-to-backs in your college days. Just when you play that first game, are you already pretty worn down? And then you have to think, oh man, we got to play again tomorrow.
Well, the first game, usually you're a little bit fresher than the second game of a back-to-back, obviously, but the second of the back-to-back is determined on how intense and how competitive that first of the back-to-back is. So, for example, last night we had a really competitive game here, so it didn't too much surprise me that at least one of these teams would get off to a slow start, which has been the Remix. The Kings shooting it really well, obviously, to start. But I've been in a situation before where we had a Friday night game and we went to triple overtime in that game, and then had to turn around and play again on Saturday. And it's safe to say that my legs were pretty toast, especially in that earlier part of the game. Had to really kind of rev up and get my muscles loose by way of just being in the action for me to actually be worth it anything after having to play triple overtime the night before. It was tough.
Were you guys cramping up maybe in the middle of the second game at all, or were you guys able to push through it?
I got a funny story for you actually on that one. In the triple overtime game, there was a play where I scored a bucket, and as I'm running down floor, I caught a cramp in like my calf. This is in the third overtime, and it was a momentum play for us. I scored. So the opposing team calls a timeout, and I just start stomping the floor at about half court. But I was trying to stomp out the cramp, but the entire stadium, it was a home game, the entire gymnasium just started stomping in the stands, thinking that I was celebrating the basket that I made. But really, I just needed potassium.
You started the movement, man.
Yeah.
By accident.
Yeah, they all start stomping in the stands thinking we were celebrating. I'm like, nah, I'm hurt.
I'm hurt. You did something by accident, and you created a movement.
For sure.
A celebration that I wondered if that was going to become a daily staple every time.
Yeah, man, it was fun times for sure. I miss those days.
Shot clock turned off. 6-point lead for the Kings. Bouknight matched up against Jason Randall, 4-year NBA vet. Bouknight to the rack. The floater is off target, but he was bumped, and also go to the line.
I like Bouknight's aggression, which is pretty common of him coming off the bench. He's the playmaker coming off the bench for this Remix team, but particularly here, he's doing a really good job initiating offense, scoring. Already 3 of 4 from the field with 8 points. A chance to make it 10 if he can knock down this 1 for 2.
Second leading scorer during the tip-off tournament. Just averaging 16 a game. Final shot of the first by Jones is short. So not a bad way for Rip City to end the first quarter, considering they were down 13-0 to start the game. Back for the second after this. There's DJ Avalanche. Spinning the tunes as we begin the second quarter here at the Chiles Center.
Avalanche doing his thing up there, rocking his Adidas per usual. Big Adidas guy is Avalanche.
And pregame we had your guy Connect Zero.
Absolutely, Connect Zero, good friend of mine. DJ, really fun DJ around here. He's really growing to become a good DJ around these parts, and somebody I actually enjoy DJing with. We've had gigs that we've done together where we would DJ basically back to back, and it's really fun. It was like friendly competition, but we were playing the vibes and we had the party jumping, that's for sure.
There's rap battles, but then there's also DJ battles
for sure, and we're just going back and forth playing cuts, and everybody enjoyed it, and of course we enjoyed it too, get the people moving out there on the dance floor.
Here's Colby Jones on the runner, in and out. Labissiere offensive rebound. He is fouled and will go to the line. And then we got Lady X coming up for the next homestand after MLK weekend, and you've told me all the stories about Lady X.
Yeah, well, you talk about battle DJing. I'm not a battle DJ by any means. I can mix really good, and I can get a party going. I can get the microphone, MC, get people hyped. I can do all of that. Lady X, she's a competition level DJ. I mean, she can scratch like nobody's business. She cuts up, and I'm excited for her to be able to show these folks around here how she gets down.
Well, I can't wait. As Cam Tyson checks in for the first time, this is his first three. His ball batted to Booknight by Reese. Then he's pickpocketed by Isaiah Crawford. Conference USA Defensive Player of the Year last year. Floater in and out by Labissiere. Tyson's pass intercepted by Crawford again. Crawford missing the layup. So he had two nice defensive plays, but couldn't turn it into points. Weems fell. He was tripped by Elmore, and Elmore is going to get called for the foul.
Looked like it might be a wet spot over there in that short corner as well, but our fine staff here at Chiles Center are going to clean it up and make sure we get that area dry.
Again, both teams dealing with some injuries heading into tonight. Henry Drell out. Alex Reese off the screen, buries home the three.
Don't leave him open now, because if he starts to catch rhythm, he can turn this place up from way out there.
Crawford, left-handed floater is good for the undrafted rookie.
That was an impressive make with the left hand, floating it up high off the square and in.
He's going to get some more time. Stockton does not have Mason Jones, their leading scorer today, due to a right ankle sprain. Moore from way outside. Long rebound by Crawford. No Isaac Jones as well. Colby Jones. Booknight with the contest. Jones thought that he was fouled or may have gotten the tip.
I think Booknight timed that well. It's something that he's very skilled at doing. Chase down blocks are his thing.
Tyson missing the three. He's been struggling from downtown the last 4 games, just 3 of 25. Randall for 3, that's good, and he's fouled.
It's a tough make by Randall. His team is shooting really efficient from beyond the arc, 50%, 6 of 12 from deep are the Kings. The Remix got to continue to stay locked in on them, but how about that Booknight block, and then again the three-pointer from Randall.
Randall, who's 31, acquired from Iowa on Monday in a 3-team trade. He's got 119 games under his belt in 4 seasons at the NBA with 5 different clubs. Booknight, tough take. It goes down for James Booknight, +1.
One thing I love about Booknight's handle is when he does that between the legs dribble that you see right there, he just bursts out of it, and it's really hard for defenders to stay in front of. I mean, he had to play some possessions ago here where he split 2 defenders going between the legs twice, and he's really comfortable bursting out of that between the legs dribble. It's fun to see.
It's almost like he's lulling the defender to sleep a little bit just for a split second before then he just bursts up the middle.
That's exactly what he does. Keeps you off balance as a defender.
Converts a 3-point play. Stockton, who got out to a 13-0 start to begin the game. Rip City has done a nice job to keep it within single digits manageably. Shot clock winding down. Jones to Labissiere, back to Jones for three, and Colby Jones hits.
You can't just run by if you're Cam Tyson. You got to go out there with a hand up against this team and try to force misses time and again. Don't let them catch rhythm from deep. They're already shooting it with a pretty good flow and rhythm right now.
Moore getting a running start to Bouknight with 6 to shoot. James defended well by Crawford, and another steal for Isaiah Crawford. Randall driving, flipping it out to Jones. Jones attacks and flips it home.
King starting to turn back up again. The remix going to take some time to regather.
Point lead for Stockton. 8:31 to go in the second quarter. Final game of this 3-game homestand. We had our best crowd of the year on Sunday, over 2,500 for our Summer in January theme, and it was rocking here, Devon, on Sunday.
Yeah, it was a really good time. Unfortunately, the remix didn't come away with the W, but the game was so competitive, it kind of came down to the wire. And you talked about it in pregame throughout this game. A 10-3 run late from Stockton allowed them to end with a 7-point victory, but really good game, high-level basketball. All the two ways were here for both teams, and the fans got a treat in terms of just being able to watch some quality basketball at somewhere else other than Moda Center.
And hopefully the remix can split this back-to-back as Dennis sinks the baseline jumper.
Dennis playing well.
And Aya back to McGowan. Both of them checking back in. Manley keeping the dribble alive. Shot clock down to 8. Tyson on the drive. Tyson missing the layup. Manley offensive rebound. He cleans it up.
Way to clean that glass, Manley. One of the keys coming into the games was to pound the glass. And we talked about yesterday, the remix did a good job on the O boards, being able to get second chance points. Putting it on display that time around was the big fella.
I like his energy that he brings off the bench in that second unit, trying to inject some life, especially on the glass.
Yeah.
In the pick and roll game.
He brings different energy. He shows a different look. He allows the lineup to look a little bit more traditional, as he's a more traditional big himself. And again, he makes impactful plays, momentum swing plays, if you will, getting dunks, getting blocks, crashing the boards hard. Things that you like to see, especially if you come from kind of that old school era of basketball. He does the things that you would really enjoy.
John Elmore just putting on a show here in this first half. 4 of 5 from the field and already his third 3.
Yeah, he's lighting it up. Really feeling himself.
Manaya missing from 3. Rip City 4 of 20 from downtown to start the game.
Yeah, that's rough.
have not been able to find the rhythm as Noes collects the steal. Isak kicking it to Tyson. His three blocked by Crawford. Back to Noes. McGowan's throws it away.
Yeah, McGowan's with a last-second decision there to kick it. Minaya was expecting him to try to get all the way to the rack with it, and the timing just wasn't there for the two.
Boy, Crawford's defense has been a problem. 3 steals and 2 blocks already as Noes whacks Dennis.
Yeah, Noah's got Dennis frustrated over there. Noah's will have you strapped like a backpack out here.
They can hash things out. Life can be difficult if you're matched up against Isak Noes.
That's right.
John Elmore. Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, life is difficult for whoever's matched up for Elmore here tonight. He's a perfect 4 for 4 from deep.
That was not on my bingo card coming into today. But he has looked sharp. 29-year-old from Marshall. He was traded from Cleveland to Stockton late last year. He's played overseas in Italy and Greece and Lithuania. Just kind of been a journeyman. And he has been lights out to start this game. Taylor's floater, well short. This is Stockton's largest lead of the game at 17. Minaya, look who's there, John Elmore, although he's unable to stay in bounds.
Yeah, he ran into the official there. It's Nate Searly, and he's a part of the game, so you run into him out of bounds, can't save you.
Nate is our crew chief, along with A.J. Canelli and Caitlin Versosa. Isak for 3. That's the shot you want him to take. It's going to go down at some point as Tyson just trying to wrestle the ball away from Crawford, and we got a held ball.
Keep shooting, Isak. Keep shooting.
Hey, I like the look. The results are going to be the results, but those are the shots I want him to see take.
Absolutely. He's a guy that is going to continue to get better as he continues to settle in, playing this style of basketball here in the States. And he'll start to find it offensively. And once he does, watch out, world.
Again, when he was in Spain for CBP Huesca last year, he was discouraged to really shoot the basketball. But you come here into the States and you come here in the G League, and it's the reverse psychology. We want you to shoot. Randall missing from 3. And I think he's now starting to turn the corner in terms of that mentality and just being able to get those shots up. He's running a lot more point as well. Noes dumping it to Manley. Manley's shot off the mark and rebound by Dennis. Dennis keeps his dribble alive to Levin at the dunker spot. The hoop and the harm for Gabe Levin.
Levin is a really good athlete. You might not expect it, but he's made some athletic plays here finishing around the basket tonight. You mentioned right in the dunker. Just elevates off 2 feet. He got up there.
Timeout remix. Stockton having their way. Their largest lead of the game. Welcome back to UP. Kings have outscored the Remix 23-8 here in this second quarter, and they have their largest lead of the game at 19.
Yeah, they're playing motivated basketball here in this second day of back-to-backs against the Remix. Don't have Mason Jones. Thought that would affect them a little bit in terms of not being able to have a similar flow as they have over the course of this season. Jones being such a good player, but they are doing just fine without him.
So Levin to complete the three-point play. Colby Jones with 15 points to lead Stockton, and then John Elmore, who's filling in for Mason Jones. He's got 14 and has only missed one shot. He's got 4 threes to go with it. Minaya with 7 to shoot, trying to hide behind the screen. Gives it to Noes. Noes pass goes to Minaya, who has to put one up for 3. Out of bounds off Tyson.
The Remix really struggling from beyond the arc, just 17.5%. He's got to figure it out. Also got to figure out a way to get McGowan's more involved. Just 3 points for him, 1 of 4 from the field. They got to try to get him loose to help get them into comeback mode.
And your 3 leading scorers in the starting lineup between McGowan, Moore, and Reese, they only have 8 points combined. Moore has not scored yet.
Yeah, it's not going to work.
Offensive foul on Stockton. And it goes on Dennis. So Moore, McGowan's, Reese, Tyson, and Minaya on the floor. Perhaps can get a little push to close out this first half. Reach-in foul on Jones.
Smart play by Jones because Tajay Moore lost him. And that could have been a nice little give-and-go action there. Faking the handoff and cutting on the back door did Moore. And Jones realized he got lost and decided, I'm just going to go for the steal, the basketball, and potentially the foul, which it ultimately ended up being. Got to know where you are on the floor.
Over and back. Tajay wants a review. Wants Sergi to challenge.
See if that heel hit the line there. Tajay still retreating. And you could have challenged that if you were Sergio Levin. I
Awfully
don't
close.
think the heel quite hit the line, but it was very close. You'd have to zoom in on it.
And it's also the portion of the line where there's no black.
Right.
Reese offensive rebound, and Alex with the second effort.
Way to pound the glass, Alex Reese.
That's one of those where you could have used a ruler or something to help you out.
Zoom feature.
Jones for 3. Colby Jones with another 3. He's got 4 3-pointers here in this first half.
He's feeling it. He is absolutely feeling it.
Minaya turns it over. Jones here on an assignment, just his 6th game with Stockton. He's gotten some decent run with Sacramento, but mostly in garbage time. Still 22 years of age, a second-year man out of Xavier, and a guy that perhaps is going to be in Sacramento's future, although a lot of questions now after Mike Brown was fired.
Yeah, we don't know what's about to happen with that franchise. Things looked promising, though.
It sure did. I was definitely confused with the firing after what he did a couple years ago to get him back into the playoffs.
Coach of the Year winner.
Out of bounds off of Stockton. Antoine Davis is going to check back in. And that year they ran into Steph Curry and the Warriors in the Game 7.
Couldn't handle the Curry flurry.
Minaya blocked again by Taylor. Jones ahead of the pack, and Jones scoops it home. He's got 20 points.
This Kings team is playing with really good pace.
This is a well-oiled machine that we are seeing from Stockton. And right now for Rip City, they are just turning the ball over too much.
Yeah, they just don't look in sync. They don't look like they're all on the same page out there.
Antoine for three. Naya climbing the ladder for the rebound. Moore tried to dump it to Minaya, who had the height advantage. Booknight catch and shoot three. And three-point shooting woes continue. Now 4 of 25. Davis, the feed to Chasen Randall, and Randall scoops it with the left.
Good job by Randall there, getting behind. It was Booknight on the perimeter that was in his vicinity. And Davis with a good pass to Randall, he was able to finish for the deuce.
McGowan's to Reese for three. Tipped off of Levin. So with 147, down by 24.
Again, the remix don't look in sync. The good thing is, no lead is safe at this level. When you consider the pace that the remix plays at, and you consider some of these guys that they have out there that can fill it up. There's one of them, although couldn't get that shot to drop, was Alex Reese. But the remix aren't at a point where they need to be in panic mode yet. Still plenty of basketball. Try to finish out this half strong and have some momentum to get off to a good start in the third quarter.
Davis twirls out the jumper in the corner. You're going to need your scorers to score. Guys like Bryce McGowan's, Tajay Moore, and you can't have that. Too many turnovers.
Not in sync again. Just not connecting where they need to connect. That time around, a little bit of an awkward pass on the skip pass to the corner. Minaya not being in proper position to stay in bounds. Once receiving the pass, he steps out of bounds. It's just a little off kilter out here in this first half.
Rip City had only one turnover the entire first quarter, and they have 9 in this second quarter.
They played pretty clean the last couple of days up until this quarter in terms of taking care of the basketball.
Randall's layup no good. Only 14 turnovers yesterday the entire game. Booknight extra dish to Minaya for three. Just need one to fall, and maybe the dominoes will start to fall as a result. But Rip City right now 4 of 28.
Ooh-wee. The only way to go is up, I guess, huh?
I suppose. And these are good looks, too. Here's Moore for three. Okay, Tajay.
Thank you, Tajay Moore. Thank you.
A weight finally lifted off the shoulders of Rip City. Davis with the tight handles to get past Minaya. Labissiere has the height advantage. The dump off to Randall. Randall, Antoine Davis, three. Out of bounds. Stockton basketball.
See if the remix can get a stop and maybe get one more bucket before we close out the half. Think that'll help them get within 20 points. It should be the goal.
Colby Jones lets it fly from deep and sinks it.
Yeah, Colby Jones has got other plans. Straight up.
Only played 18 minutes yesterday. And in 17 minutes in this first half, he's got 23 points with 5 threes. Final shot of the first half. McGowan's baseline drive, banks it in, but it was a foul on the floor.
That's what we got to see from McGowan's. One thing he started doing yesterday to open up opportunities for him to score, as you see here, was he started attacking away from the help. The sideline, baseline area had no help. He started attacking that side and staying away from attacking where the help was coming from. And they were already shading towards him because of who he is. And he started to get more buckets because of it.
Final 4 seconds. Moore in the corner. Way off. So Rip City puts up a season low 38 points and a half. And it is a big lead for the Kings as we go to the intermission here from the Chiles Center.
Pace, dunks, crossovers, step backs, threes. This is the NBA G League. Okay, now it's time to dig a little deeper. Currently, there are 31 teams in the NBA G League, each team with an NBA franchise tied to them. Well, except for Mexico City. They're on a different type of time. But anyway, an NBA team can send players to the G League, and the G League players can be sent to play with the NBA team.
What?
There are a few more details, but we'll get into that later. Players in the G League are not all that different from players in the NBA. As a matter of fact, players are often called up to or assigned from NBA affiliates multiple times throughout a season. For example, the Rip City Remix had 8 players earn minutes for both the Trailblazers and the Remix last season. A lot of current NBA players spent time in the G League in their early careers. Last year, at least 50% of players on NBA rosters had experience in the G. When you play good here, you'll end up here. There are some differences between the NBA G League and the league you know today. Stick around to find out more about the NBA G League and how you can see tomorrow's game today. The NBA G League is here. The rules, the innovation, the future. There's a lot to look forward to, and it all starts now. Portland, the future of Rip City basketball is here. Come experience the high-flying action of Rip City Remix, your NBA G League team, live at Child Center at the University of Portland. Free parking? You got it. And youth tickets are just $5. It's fun, affordable, and a can't-miss game day experience for the whole family. Get your tickets now at ripcityremix.com. That's ripcityremix.com. Rip City runs deep. Rip City starts here.
Big lead for the Kings here at the half, 62-38. As we welcome you back inside here at the Childs Center, along with Devon Pouncey, I'm Gareth Kwok. Devon, coming into tonight, both teams not particularly at full strength, the back end of a back-to-back, but it's been all Stockton.
It's been all Stockton in the early part of the game, knocking down a bunch of three-pointers to get out to a pretty good lead. The Remix tried to recover a little bit, closed the gap going into the end of the first quarter, but in the second quarter, they just could not figure it out. Had a really tough time taking care of the basketball. In 10 turnovers committed in the first half, 9 of them were committed in the second quarter. That's not going to work playing against a good team like the Kings, who have yet to lose in the regular season.
Yeah, the 38 points for the Remix in this first half is a season low. The two ways have combined for just 8 points, but they're getting production from the bench, in particular James Bouknight.
Yeah, James Bouknight doing what he does off the bench. He's got 13 points, a lethal scorer, knocked down 2 of his 3 three-pointers. He's rebounding the basketball with 4, also distributing a little bit with 3 assists. So Bouknight doing what you expect. He's the reason why, we're encouraging Rip City fans out there to go vote for him to be able to make the up next G League All-Star game, and hopefully he continues to do more of the same in terms of production in the second half, because my goodness, do the Remix need it.
Bouknight with 13. Stockton led by Colby Jones, second rounder last year with 23. And then John Elmore, 14 points. He's filling in for the injured Mason Jones, who had 34 points yesterday. Second half is coming up next. Can Rip City make things a little bit more interesting to close out the homestand? .24 lead for the Kings, who are seeking a 5-0 start to the regular season. Kings are one of two unbeaten teams remaining in the G League as we take a look at those first half numbers.
There you go. The remix really struggling. That's what the score at least reflects. 62-38, shooting 30% from the field. They've got to get more efficient. They've got Tajay Moore that'll be out. Him and Bryce McGowan's only 6 points combined for a stellar backcourt, one of the better backcourts that the G League has to offer. They're going to need to initiate some offense here in the second half and try to close this gap possession by possession.
Yeah, when your two ways have combined for just 8 points, it's tough to win. Kings have been led by Colby Jones, the second rounder from last year on an assignment. Did not play a whole lot yesterday, just 18 minutes, but he leads the team with 23, including 5 threes.
Yeah, he's been big time here today.
So the Remix need to shoot better from distance in order to get themselves back into this one. Second half is underway. It's Minaya who penetrates. Back to Tajay Moore with 11 to shoot. Number 11, McGowan's lost the handle. Jones back to John Elmore, and Elmore a little long and strong on the three ball.
He shot the three really well in the first half, though. Made 4 or 5 gunning.
He was the surprise of the first half as Jones steps through and finishes.
Good start for Jones already in the second half. He's now got 25. The Remix got to figure out a way to slow him down. I know a key to today's game was slow down Mason Jones. Let's just swap the first name on that one. And let's get out here and try to slow down Kobe Jones instead, Rip City.
Nice feed from Minaya to Moore. You can just pick whichever Jones you want.
Exactly.
As Minaya keeping it alive, getting it back for Rip City, and Justin flips it in.
All right. I like the energy.
Maybe a little more intensity on defense.
Gotta have it. The only way you get back into this one.
Only 6 turnovers in the first half from Stockton as Labissiere gets to his spot, just about 5 to 6 feet away, and that floater is beauty. Guarding McGowan's, who slips, stays on his feet, and the hook shot off the glass goes down.
How about Mr. McGowan's and his ability to stay balanced, even after the slip, to recover, keep his dribble alive, and get the shot to go. But Kobe Jones having his way. Woo-wee.
28 points now for Jones. Manaya's layup is good. Colby Jones is 6 of 8 from downtown. He just can't miss.
Sniping. Absolutely sniping.
The feed to Taylor, and Taylor patiently waiting and then banking off the glass.
Well, one thing the Remix can't afford to do is trade baskets. They're starting to do a little bit better to start offensively in this third quarter, but they can't give up buckets on the other end if they want to close this gap.
Reese dives to the basket and converts.
Again, good offense to start in this third quarter. Got to get stops, though. String them together.
Labissiere from the free throw line. Stops and scores. And Tajay got a little too wide there for that pass. Crawford is called for the charge. McGowan's drawing it.
Good job by Bryce making up for Tajay's turnover defensively. Tajay, I'm usually okay with him making that pass, but based on what the situation is, you got to value every possession right now and then start to work your magic as you close the gap.
Quentin Crawford, Stockton head coach, is challenging the charge on Crawford. We'll get a ruling when we come back. We have our first challenge of the night. Quentin Crawford, head coach of Stockton, is challenging the charging call on Isaiah Crawford. Here's a look.
McGowan turns around. I think he was pretty set. He did have like a weird angle, but the shoulder went right into his chest. And I think that call should stand. He was set. He wasn't moving. It was still, shoulder to chest action there. And I'd imagine that call would stand.
And each coach gets 2 challenges regardless if it's successful or not. And here comes Caitlin Versosa to explain things to us. So a no call.
I can live with that.
In the end.
I can live with that. Like I said, the angle was a little weird,
yeah,
but everything else was okay in terms of Bryson McGowan's on that play.
So basket counts. And no foul charged to either party.
And of course, the Kings will take the made basket rather than a charge. But no foul called against McGowan's. You just got to live with it.
25-point lead for the Kings. Can the Remix get on a run here to make it a ball game? They've just had no answer for Colby Jones all game. McGowan's missing from point blank.
Just a little bit too much English on that one from Bryce.
Jones throws it away to Minaya. Minaya lobs for McGowan's. Minaya tried to follow, and the lid is tight right now.
It just has not been Rip City's night.
Jones's runner is good.
It's been his night, though.
Sure has. Now with 30. McGowan's drawing the contact. He'll go to the line. That's a lob Minaya usually connects with McGowan's 9 times out of 10.
Yeah. They've just been, again, a little out of sync here all game long, really. Had a little bit of a stretch late in the first quarter where you start to see them put some things together. You felt like they were starting to warm up after getting off to a sluggish start. But in that second quarter, it was all struggles, and the struggles continue.
And even with the basic things, it appears to be, just getting into their set. They can't even really get into their set because of turnovers. There's a turnover forced by Rip City. Moore lobbing it from Anaya. How about that connection between the two ways?
We'll take that one. We will take that one. Good job, Tajay, on the pass.
Romeo Weems is in, and he's just trying to hound Jones, get him out of his rhythm. Lavisiere on the pick and pop, lets it fly for 3. Moore ahead to Reese. Can he do it again? That time blocked by Lavisiere. Remix wanted a goaltend. Shot fake by Taylor. Taylor drives and scoops it home.
And I thought that was a pretty clean play by Lavisiere. It was not going to be an easy finish on the run like that for Alex Reese, not having time to gather and go up strong, but Tajay with the straightaway trade. Knock it down, fella.
First 3 of the second half for the Remix. They only made 5 the entire first half. Missed by Taylor, and they need some 3 balls to go down. They had looks in the first half. Moore gets around Elmore, but misses the runner. Weems harassing Elmore. Elmore lobs. Lavisiere throws it down.
Elmore has been making plays all night long. 14 points, 5 assists. He's been impressive.
McGowan's inside. And a foul underneath on the putback from Reese.
Even that's the shot Alex Reese would usually make. It's just a little bit off tonight. He's so strong down there underneath, has good touch, good feel, all the things that you need. And we've seen him convert that into an and one time and again. Now he's got to try to convert a free throw into 2 points.
For a guy who's a stretch 4 and is usually spacing the floor more often than not, he's quite a relentless rebounder, especially on the offensive glass.
Well, they call him Big Country for a reason now.
That's right.
He can take up space down there for sure. He can create space for you by stretching the floor, but he can take up space on the interior also.
Levin is back in for the Kings. Taylor through the defense, but can't convert. Bouknight back in for Rip City. A little pick and roll with him and Weems, and Bouknight is there for the deuce.
Romeo Weems, I've been so impressed with him this year because he does whatever is necessary to help his team win. You even see him being more of a playmaker this year. Last season, we knew him as more of a hustle guy. He still has those qualities to his game, but he certainly added to his toolkit as well from a skill standpoint.
Incorporating that corner three ball a little more and knocking it down at a better rate.
Willing to handle the ball in the open floor in transition, making good passes, reading defenses, and making the right plays. He's doing a lot of things well for this Remix team this year. I love to see the improvement in his game year over year.
And the reason why he's the only selection from the G League expansion draft still on the active roster, as those tools Devon listed off. There's a lot of things for this team. Not just defensively, the offensive game developing as well.
And still down just 18 if you're Rip City. As terrible as this game is going, shooting 36% from the field and 18, nearly 19% from deep. An 18-point deficit with still just under 5.5 to go in the third quarter is plenty of basketball to change the trajectory of this ball game.
Big Country missing from just underneath the basket. Nobody picking up Dennis, though. Dennis! Inflicting harm on the rim.
Yeah, he took the elevator on that one. He shot up there quick.
McGowens is tripped up. Rip City has not led the entire game. It's been all Stockton. Again, they got off to a 13-0 start. For Rip City, trailed by just 4 in the first quarter, but then heading into the second quarter, Stockton outscored Rip City 33-13. Here's Weems on the drive, off the glass, no, and the foul.
And again, Romeo Weems taking things into his own hands. It's something that's been a part of his development around here. A lot more times than not this season, he's been the initiator rather than the recipient. Last year, he would be the recipient, whether it be on kickouts or whether it be cutting to the basket, players finding them. This year, he's taken initiative to make plays. That time took the initiative to rebound his own miss from the charity stripe.
Anaya missing from 3, and it's ahead to Taylor, who contested that 3 ball by Anaya and leaked out of the pack.
This Kings team is really good, man. They are really good.
4-0 start, trying to go to 5-0. Good cut, backdoor by Bouknight.
Better find by Alex Reese with the one-hand laser pass right to Bouknight for the deuce.
Well, it would be Stockton's second 5-0 start in the last 3 years. Bouknight handing it off to Weems, who elevates and detonates. And it is an 18-point game, and a nice little run for the Remix to initiate the timeout from Stockton. Hey, Remix fans, NBA All-Star Weekend is in San Francisco, home of the Golden State Warriors, and the G League up next game. The G League's version of the All-Star game is going to be held down there as well. And the Remix wants you to vote for James Bouknight and Bryce McGowens, and along with your other favorite Remix guys, to play in the G League up next game during All-Star Weekend. You go to NBAGleague.com/vote to vote in our Remix guys. You can vote unlimited times, and hope we can send one down to San Francisco next month. There's Randall's floater, and he floats it in.
Good shot by Randall, stopping right before he would have had to meet Manley, and was able to get the runner up and off before Manley can get a good contest.
Back to a 20-point game. McGowens drives and flips it in, looking for contact and a whistle. Didn't get it, but still able to convert.
Yeah, I thought he should have gotten a whistle on that one. That was a tough finish, Bryce.
Just 11 points for Bryce McGowens today, as Weems is called for the foul. Just 3 of 10 from the field for McGowens. It's not just him who's been struggling, though. A lot of guys just not been able to put the ball in the hoop today.
Yeah, especially from beyond the arc. Only 6 made three-pointers out of 33 attempts for Rip City. I'll let y'all do the math in terms of percentages, because I don't really want to say it. It ain't good, though. I can tell you that much.
Levin's putback is good. He's made some nice plays. Gabe Levin off the bench. Manley has the height advantage, and he's fouled by Levin inside.
Keep on bruising in there, Mr. Manley. Keep bruising. Make them feel you. Punish the defense. Punish them.
Erling, who celebrated his 26th birthday a couple weeks ago. Again, a guy who tried out for Birmingham 2 years ago. He tried out for Motor City last year. Didn't make the opening night roster with either club, so this is technically his rookie season in the G League. Third time's the charm for him, and he's been focal point in that second unit for Sergio Oliva. This is the free throw here. Noah's going to get called for the foul, trying to get around the screen.
Yeah, he's not quite understanding why that call was made. He's just trying to fight through the screen.
Davis trying to whip it to Randall underneath. It's out of bounds off the Remix. 10 to shoot.
Always good to have Davis back here. Hadn't really shot it well tonight. 0-4 from beyond the arc. Has had his opportunities. Not quite getting him to drop, but we know how lethal he can be once he starts to catch a flame.
Baby Snipe, as you nicknamed him last year.
That's right. Nobody made more three-pointers in all of the G League than that guy a season ago.
McGowens around and out. And he's had too many chances inside where just swirls out for him.
That happens sometimes, especially when you fill it up to the magnitude that he does.
Intercepts the pass intended for Davis, and see if it's a take foul or clear path.
Yeah, McGowan's definitely advocating for the clear path foul for himself, and it looks like he'll get it.
See Davis with the hook there.
Or maybe not. Everybody assumed he was going to get it, but...
Well, it's going to be a free throw either way with
for sure.
Stockton in the bonus. So a free throw for 2 points. McGowan's with 11 today. Now 13.
Still an opportunity to close the gap here. Got to finish this last 2.5 strong in this third quarter.
Randall is checked by McGowens. Back end of a back-to-back. We're wondering which team was going to come out firing, maybe which team would come out a little sluggish, and even without Mason Jones, it's been Stockton's game to lose. McGowan's puts it up. Not a shooting foul, but with Stockton, Rip City in the bonus, so McGowan's will get a free throw here.
And this is how you chip away. Get to the free throw line, convert him now, Bryce. You've been struggling a little bit. I know the last possession he was able to knock down the free one. Continue to do so, but you can stop the clock, shrink the deficit, buy more time to help your team get back into this ball game.
Colby Jones re-enters for Stockton. And Noahs has the matchup on him. 30 points for Jones, 6 threes to lead Stockton. Jones, pounded by Noahs, steps back, shoots, and scores.
Sometimes when you're in a zone, it's nothing that the opponent can do about it. Good defense by Noahs, but better offense.
That's one of those shots you just tip your cap. As Moore finds Manley in the dunker spot. I mean, I don't think Esau could have played much better defense.
Yeah.
There's a reason why Colby Jones was a 34th overall pick last year.
All he needed was an inch, and he turned that into a mile.
Jones hides behind the screen. A miss. Oh, my goodness.
What do you know? It can happen.
McGowan's off balance. But Bryce is going to use his ability to draw fouls, stop the clock, and go to the line again.
It makes a difference, especially if he continues to convert from the charity stripe, especially at this level, because one free throw counts for, in this case, 2, because it was a 2-point field goal attempt. Obviously, you get fouled on the 3. One free throw counts for 3 points, but if you keep knocking them down, keep stopping the clock, one free throw guarantees you 2 points. You just shrink the deficit in terms of, obviously, the score, but also the possessions that you are from being out of this one.
From down 27 at one point, now just a 14-point game. Still within reach. Crawford takes it off the glass. He was underneath the hoop, trying to kick it out before just saying, okay, I'll put it up. Crawford, who's been effective defensively today with 5 steals. Moore throws it up for Manley. Sterling Manley with 12 off the bench for the remix.
Yeah, they're starting to feed Manley in there, and he's eating. Good job, Sterling.
Elmore leans in, draws contact. John Elmore is going to go to the line.
Tajay throwing it up. The big fella coming down, bouncing right back up, slamming it with 2. An impressive performance from Sterling Manley. In 13 minutes, has 12 points, 6 of 7 from the field. How about that efficiency?
This has been one of Sterling's best games yet. So Elmore to the line, replacing Mason Jones today, who was questionable coming in with a right ankle sprain and then ruled out before tip. He's done a nice job in his place. And there's a turnover by Tajay. That's Moore's 4th turnover. So no shot clock. Now he's picking up Elmore all the way on the backcourt. The 29-year-old versus the 20-year-old. Elmore gets past him, floats it out. Tipped up. Crawford comes away with it. Dennis has an open look for 3 and cashes in.
50-50 balls. They've been favoring the Kings.
Moore's shot was tipped. So Stockton heads into the fourth, leading by 19. Welcome back here to UP, along with Devon Pouncey. I'm Gareth Kwok. Big lead for the Kings. A 19-point lead as we are set for the fourth.
This first stanza of basketball leading up to the first media timeout being called is going to be crucial for Rip City if they want to have any chance at coming away with the W in this one.
Nice defense by Noes against Colby Jones, and then we have an offensive foul on Jones. Loose ball foul, I should say.
Certainly the right call. Look at the hands. Look at the hands. Oh, yeah, I need some of that. I need some of that, Noes. And then Colby Jones just trying to box him out from being able to retrieve the basketball and try to score the other way.
Tell you what, Colby Jones, he's had his way today, but when he's matched up against Isak Noes, it is not fun.
Not at all. He's a locksmith.
McGowan's 3 white jerseys near him. The kick out to Tajay, in and out. Manley rips it away, and then is fouled.
Yeah, big fella. On the paint. On the paint. The mystery rattles in and out from Tajay, and just fighting, battling, scrapping, and playing strong as Sterling Manley. You love to see it.
He has injected some energy. I know the deficit remains, but off the bench, 12 points. Now with 14. But back to Isak's defense real quickly, and tell you what, as Elmore misses the scoop shot, when you're guarding Bryce McGowan's and Tajay Moore in practice, I mean, that is 100% going to make you a better defender at the next practice.
On so many levels. Obviously, we know with Bryce McGowan's, his ability to score and just trying to stop him from scoring is a really tall task. But then Tajay, his playmaking ability, and the fact that he's a lefty is an awkward guard, you know, being that he's left-handed, and it's just a diverse amount of skill sets and attributes for Noes to guard during practice that can pay off when it comes to having to deal with different situations and opponents that come into play here, or obviously when they go and play on the road.
Yeah, Danny Connors was telling me pregame yesterday, they asked Isak, who's the toughest guy in the G you've had to guard? And he said, I mean, honestly, it's our guys. Yeah. You know, Bryce and Tajay. I don't really know about anybody else, but that just goes to show you how much he has been helped by being with the Remix and playing against a player like McGowan's caliber.
Yeah.
Drives here and is called for the charge.
Looked like the right call to me. McGowan's is calling for a challenge, saying that he got forced into the offensive foul. But in terms of, I think it was Jones, he was definitely set.
Sergio Oliva is going to challenge the charge on McGowan's. We'll be right back. Remix will hit the road for a week in Iowa and Memphis, so we will talk to you all next on MLK Day as the Remix host the Salt Lake City Stars, the G League affiliate of the Utah Jazz. It's a Monday, January 20th tip-off at 3 p.m. You can get your tickets right now at ripcityremix.com. AJ Ganelli telling us just a few seconds ago that the call on the floor stands. It's an unsuccessful challenge from Sergio Oliva. The charge on McGowan's is confirmed.
Yeah, Jones was there well in time to be able to take the bump from McGowan's, fall back, and get an offensive foul called against Bryce.
Second foul on McGowan's. Elmore lobbing it for Taylor. Here's Crawford on the drive. Crawford up and under, finishes.
That's a tough finish between two athletes. One massive one in Stanley, and then another long, lengthy one in McGowan's.
Book Knights
passes it to you.
Passed it to me.
That's exactly what he did.
The only problem is I'm sitting in this chair here.
Yeah.
And not on the floor.
No uniform. Just talking it out with me over here.
15 turnovers on the Remix today. Taylor backing down McGowan's. LaBissiere, catch and shoot triple. Rebound by Moore. McGowan's from way outside. And a loose ball foul on LaBissiere.
Yeah, LaBissiere, a really good athlete, can meet you at the summit, can do all the things, but he's not quite as big as Manley is, and to keep Manley off the glass, who's been really battling, he had to just kind of hold him with both hands. The official saw it. The Remix with another chance to try to make a play on this possession.
Bouknight with 6. Working on Taylor. Step back three is good.
Nice shot, James Bouknight. Really nice shot. Big hit.
Leads the remix with 20 points off the bench. He's 6 of 8 from the field. Elmore's floater is good, but Yvonne, you really feel the absence of Drell today. Just not having his shooting the way he made those 4 threes to start out the second half yesterday. Manley, how about Sterling Manley taking charge, in particular in this second half? He's got 16 off the bench.
Manley says, I'm a man out here. I ain't nothing to play with.
Elmore and Labissiere working the pick and roll, and the floater is off the mark, but a foul.
Elmore's having a huge game. 20 points, 5 assists, 6 of 10 from the field, 4 of 6 from beyond the arc. A perfect 2 for 2 at the free throw line. He's doing everything well.
And he came into this regular season, and again, just kind of off the bench, but would provide some scoring, some playmaking, just 8 points and 5 assists, but he's got 20 today.
Making up for the absence of Mason Jones.
He was out with the right ankle sprain. No Isaac Jones as well with right knee soreness in both of his knees. There's Moore passing it to Weems for the finish.
Good read there by Tajay Moore.
Drell, who's out with a left quadriceps injury. Luckily for him, he's got a week off until their next game. Lob for Labissiere, poked away by Minaya. Just having Drell's length, versatility, defensively.
Yeah, Drell does a lot for you because you can really construct your lineup around Drell because, like you said, his size, his versatility, his ability to do so many things. You can put him at the 5 or you can put him at the 2 for crying out loud. And it allows you to really have a lot more options and flexibility in terms of your lineups, your rotations, in terms of being able to have more options during particular situations that come about throughout the flow of a basketball game. His presence is missed every bit as much as his skill set and his ability.
And Drell, a guy who got some experience up in Chicago, not just with the G League team, but also in the NBA. Made his NBA debut last year. Bouknight for 3. James Bouknight knocks down the triple. 23 points for the former Hornet, and it's a timeout, Stockton.
Keep chipping away, Rip City. Down just 15, 8:23 to go. It's plenty of time. Keep making shots. Keep getting stops. Before you know it, you'll be right back in this one.
And we got Handfruit Nation wearing the remix sun hats in style. Who said you can't wear a sun hat in January.
In the Pacific Northwest in particular. For what it's worth, though, a chilly day today, expected, but we got some sunshine. We did. It was a nice-looking day.
Today was
outside.
The best day.
Yeah,
I think.
For what it's worth, you know, take advantage of at least being able to see some sunlight, even if you can't feel the temperature from it, because it was still chilly now. Keep your jackets on. Try not to get sick out here in this weather.
Absolutely. But, man, the amount of people I saw on the way here walking their dog or just getting the run in, get a little sliver of sun, and it's a party.
Yeah, anytime you see sun out here, you take advantage.
Taylor responding after the timeout. So from a 15-point deficit back to 17. There's still 8 minutes left. A remix to make a push.
Have you ever been out here during the summer?
I think once. Does May count? I guess not.
Nah, May don't count.
McGowan shot clock winding down, missing from 3. It was actually still cloudy, so it wasn't.
Yeah, May don't count. It's only sunny for about 2-3 months around these parts.
Well, you guys turn up, right? When
oh yeah. It's the most beautiful place. For one, it doesn't get too hot. You know what I mean? An 100-degree day is rare out here in the summer. Obviously, you're not dealing with the cold weather either, though, and it's just beautiful. It's because of the rain, all the colors pop in a real way. Because it's been pretty of water for the soil around these parts to make this place vibrant when you beam some sunlight on it.
Okay, Dr. Pouncey.
I'm telling you. I'm just giving you some good game.
Dr. Pouncey, I see you. I'm just in the lab, literally in the lab.
I'm just giving you some good game over here. That's all.
Well, I tell you what, when we had Senator White in here, that second game of the season, when he was talking about the WNBA, and
for sure,
what a day in the summer is going to be like in 2026 when we got people getting ready to go to the WNBA team. We're still waiting on a team name for it, but people are going to be flowing back and forth in the city of Portland.
Yeah, it's going to be a party. It'll definitely make for better summers out here. Again, the summers are already quality, but being able to have consistent basketball and events at Moda Center through the summer too, it's going to be a vibe.
It is going to be a vibe. The countdown is on to 2026. It's going to be fun to see how the Valkyries operate down in San Francisco. Can kind of see how that's going to be used as a model, if you will, for the WNBA Portland team. Weems back out Bouknight for 3. Good!
Keep getting it popping, James Bouknight. It looks good on you.
Bouknight with 26. The lob for Labissiere, and a beautiful find by Crawford.
Beautiful find, but how about that finish with one hand? Labissiere able to control it and lay it in off the glass. Didn't even dunk it. That was tough.
Oh, he checked from Bouknight. Out of bounds. Yeah, man, I can't wait for 2026.
Yeah, it's going to be fire. You definitely got to try to make your way here. I know you might be doing minor league baseball somewhere across the country during that summer. I know that's what your summers consist of, but for the inaugural WNBA to Portland game, we got to be there.
Oh, man. I'm trying to be up here, man.
For sure.
I'm trying to be up here year-round. You know what I'm saying?
I heard that. I heard that. Would love to have you.
Absolutely. Weems with the defense on Colby Jones off of Manaya's foot. Here's Taylor on the drive and flipping it in. That was an unfortunate series of events.
Well, like I said, the 50-50 balls have favored the Kings here tonight. That was another example of it.
There's McGowan's going downhill and scoring. 19 for Bryce. You see Rip City picking up the ball handler 94 feet away, just trying to do a little bit of something defensively with Crawford with other plans.
With Crawford able to open up the defender, which was Weems, get by him, and finish strong.
McGowan's fouled by Jones. And Jones just can't believe it.
Yeah, because McGowan's is a frustrating guard. He's always seeking out contact, looking for a way to get fouled. You saw that time around, he was seeking out the contact because he threw up a shot once he knew that the official was making the call, trying to potentially make it some free throws or a free throw for him that can count for some points. But Bryce is always seeking out the contact.
And that was his 6th foul. So he's fouled out of the game with 5:43 to go.
Well, that explains some of his frustration as well. He's been having a stellar game. I'll let you read off the stat line. He's been hooping, though.
Elmore is in. Jones is done for the day. Minaya back to McGowan's for 3. In and out. He finishes with 32 points, 13 of 21, 6 threes. Elmore to Crawford. Shot clock down to 7. The rookie out of Louisiana Tech. Ball on the deck. Picked up by Minaya. McGowan's to Bouknight. Bouknight able to convert. Bryce was just trying to keep it in transition there.
Good last-second find by Bryce there because he almost lost his balance. That could have easily been a turnover on that play, but it ended up being 2. Take it how you can get it.
So McGowan picks up his 3rd foul, and Taylor's going to go back to the line. Both teams are in the bonus for the rest of the game. Here's Taylor at the line. 95 NBA games in 3 seasons with Indiana and Chicago. He and Henry Drell were teammates in the Bulls organization last year before they both split off their new organizations. Moore and Manley, Moore pick and roll. Goes out of bounds off of Manley.
Manley didn't try to save the basketball. He's pleading his case to the official that he got the ball knocked out of bounds or he got fouled, one or the other. But instead, it's out of bounds off the remix. Stockton with another chance offensively to run it up.
Taylor's floater with the offhand is off target. Bouknight trying to keep it in bounds. Dennis with the steal. And he launches for 3.
The Kings have had their way from the outset of this ball game. It happens. It happens.
It's been the night for Rip City. It's a sluggish first half, 13-point second quarter, and Rip City has had to play catch-up all game long. They have not led this entire way. And Stockton is on the verge of improving to 5-0.
Yeah, they got a good club over there. A lot of depth, a lot of guys who can fill it up and score the basketball. And they're going to be a hard team to be able to hang with over the course of 48 minutes with so many options offensively. And then they have a Scala Bicier who not only is an offensive player, I would consider him a two-way guy. He's just a big, but he can protect the rim. He can defend from the three-point line all the way to the cup. And his length helps them out tremendously as sort of an anchor on that side of the floor. And on the other end, they just got 4 or 5 guys on the floor at all times that can fill it up on a given night.
Well, not only do they have, their two ways that have been providing the production, but just some of these heady veterans, guys like a Taylor, Labissiere, Elmore, who, they might not crack an NBA roster anytime soon, but they just know how to play.
Yeah.
McGowan's tipped up by Manley. 18 points now for Sterling, which ties the season high. But it's just a lot of experience on this Stockton team. Crawford, a 5-year player out of college. Dennis got more to fly by. Elmore zips it to Taylor. Back to Elmore for 3.
Play to the end, Rip City.
Minaya all the way past Randall.
That's Justin's bread and butter. The full head of steam going downhill. He loves contact. He's willing to go up with whoever down there, or you better get out of his way.
That soft touch from the two-way guard. Crawford, top of the key three, is good.
Too much room, too much space, clean shot, clean make.
Hook Knight dishing it out to Moore. More touches for Manley inside. That time around and out. So again, Remix will not play again until next Monday. They have a week off before they take on Iowa. And they'll go down to Memphis for a pair of games before they return home on MLK weekend. Meanwhile, Stockton, they will return home to take on Valley on Wednesday, South Bay on Saturday. The starters come out. Nick Muzinski in for the first time. The Stockton team is going to remain unbeaten.
Yeah, they're cold. The Jones boys ain't nothing to mess with.
Oh my goodness, the Jones family.
Right.
there's really no relationship to one another, pretty sure, but
talk about keeping up with the Joneses.
That's what I'm saying.
Those are some tough Joneses to keep up with because they have a wealth of talent.
And the advantage for them, too, because they're so close to Sacramento, is that they can, just like with us here in Rip City, they can just ship their guys here when the Sacramento has an off day, and they can give them some minutes, especially, you know, they're not getting a lot of meaningful minutes. Yes, they're playing, but it's garbage time. And so they're actually able to get their shots. I mean, Jones, he took 21 shots, but that's what Doug Christie, that's what the Kings have told him to do at this point.
You fill it up at this level. And you don't have a problem with anybody taking 21 shots if they're going to make 13 of them. I mean, you live with those odds all day long.
Colby Jones, Mason Jones, Isaac Jones. So we're under 2 minutes. Noes makes free throw number 1 of 2, and Kings will send out the rest of their bench and their reserves to close things out. Stockton had been averaging 118 points a game these first 4 games of the regular season, and flirting of 130.
Yeah, they are a scoring machine of a unit.
A well-oiled machine, if you will. Levin misses a layup. Tyson all the way, banks it in.
Smart play by Tyson. Usually he'd probably pull up on that one, but realized he had Antoine Davis defending and decided he was going to take it himself. Got the shot to go.
Approaching a minute left here in the ball game. Randall dumping it off. Levin tripped up by Tyson, who fell on the floor first.
Downhill action, dumping it off. Tyson lost his footing and definitely tripped up Levin on that play.
Rip City winning the first game of the regular season on New Year's Day against San Diego. Back-to-back defeats, though, here against Stockton.
Stockton team is tough. They are going to have something to say as this season progresses. They're off to a good start. in terms of trying to make it to the postseason. 5-0. Couldn't ask for better.
Yeah, last year they went 24-10. Claimed the #1 seed in the West after they had gone 5-11 in the tip-off tournament. They just completely flipped the script. And this start, wouldn't be surprised if they are hunting for that 1 seed again. Elmore with the floater.
They're just making it look easy out here.
Rip City, as they try to, again, qualify for the playoffs for the first time ever in franchise history, came very short. Last year, they were in position, but then fell in the last 4 games of the season. They got off to a very strong start last year at 8-3. Again, those 4 consecutive losses at the end of the season, pushing them out of the top 6.
Yeah, they had a chance. They didn't quite have a chance here tonight, though. It's been all Kings all game.
Well, you're going to look at the box score, and you're going to look at that 3-point column. 9 for 42.
It's a recipe for an L.
You live and die by it. And the Remix, not shy to let it fly from 3, and it bit them today. But you got to give Stockton credit, too. 56% from the field. They just never really withered in this one. Noes will dribble it out. And that's going to do it here from UP. It's a Kings victory over the Remix. They are now 5-0 to start the regular season. Remix fall to 1-2.
The Kings right away established themselves early. They established the tempo, the pace. They made shots, which obviously is key. And they were really hot from beyond the arc. The Remix never could really find their rhythm. Coming off playing the second game of a back-to-back, really struggled and were sluggish to start, tried to find their way, but the Kings just continued to put it on them, continued to make shots. 55.7% from the field, 50% from beyond the arc. The efficiency for the Kings was too much for the Remix to overcome.
Once again, final score, 129-105 Stockton. That's going to do things for us here from the Child Center. For Devon Pouncey and for the rest of our outstanding crew, my name is Gareth Kwok saying so long. We will talk to you next on MLK Day when the Remix hosts the Salt Lake City Stars. But until then, enjoy the rest of your Monday. And so long, everybody.
This copyrighted broadcast.